Have you ever noticed that we use the words gratitude and appreciation as if they mean the same thing? I did, until I became curious enough to look up the difference. What I discovered changed the way I think about everyday life.
Again. The pups are chasing the ball in the water. We're at Granger Lake, which is something we do frequently, about once a week, because it's fun for them and it's a nice little outing. And it's one of the things that I really appreciate about living in the area where we live is that we have access to this lake. And today I want to talk a little bit about appreciation and gratitude. I was kind of interested to find out that they are similar, but they're not the same thing. And so I want to share that today. And then I'm going to share just a few of the things that I appreciate. So I'm using my gratitude journal because that's where I've written down my notes. Otherwise, this is pretty much off the cuff. So I hope it turns out okay. And we will be interrupted by dogs because they're curious to know what grandma's doing. So, did you know that gratitude and appreciation are, I'm just talking, it's all good. Gratitude and appreciation are similar, but they're not the same thing. I looked on the Google to see what the difference was between them, and here's what I learned. Gratitude is a reaction to receiving something like a gift or an altruistic act, like somebody does something special and nice for you. It's an attitude. So you've heard an attitude of gratitude, so that makes it pretty easy to identify that. And it's external. It's often a short-lived feeling that we have when we receive an act or a gift or something like that. And we usually express our gratitude. And I thought this was kind of interesting. One of the comments was that it comes from a place of lack. So you were lacking something and then it was given to you and you're grateful for that. Appreciation, on the other hand, is an ongoing recognition of the inherent worth, value, or qualities of someone or something. It's an emotion. You feel appreciation. It's an internal focus on being present and affirming the worth of what you observe. It's a deeper, more consistent mindset or attitude, and it comes from a place of love. And I really like that concept of, I appreciate this, I love this, this makes me feel happy and filled with gratitude and appreciation. So here are some things that I just made some notes about, some of the things that I appreciate in my life. And I hope that this will inspire you to think of some of the things you appreciate in your life as well. One of the things that I appreciate is routines. That probably might resonate with a lot of people, but I appreciate routines. They help me feel grounded and help me give some pace to my day or my week. One of the routines that I have is about once a week, I go purchase farm fresh eggs from one of the neighbors, about 15-minute drive from where we live. And part of what makes that routine special and really gives me that feeling of appreciation is that I take Harley with me. It's kind of our special, we're going to go get the eggs date. And she loves that because then she doesn't have to share the front seat or time with her brother, Ranger. It's just Harley and Grandma, and we go get the eggs and then we bring them back. So it's about a 30-minute round trip time that is just for the two of us. And that's one of the things that I really love and appreciate. Uh, one other thing, there are lots of other things, but one of the other things that I really love and appreciate is being able to linger over my coffee in the morning. And that's not always something I get to do. Sometimes I need to take the dogs for a walk before it gets too hot, or sometimes I'm helping out at the ranch and we have an early start time. So on the days when I get to just sit on the couch and enjoy a cup or two of coffee without any immediate agenda is something that I really, really appreciate. I also appreciate being able to plan a trip. It's nice to have an adventure to look forward to. And I have a trip coming up in about a little over a month. I'm going to Northern California to see my stepdaughter and also to spend some time with my very dear friends. And so I am really enjoying and appreciating the time spent planning that trip, making the travel arrangements, and anticipating getting together with these people that are very dear to me. I know that a lot of the country is currently experiencing some excessive heat. It's near the end of July here in Central Texas. And I really, really, really appreciate having air conditioning. Oh, hi, Harley. It's my sweet girl. Harley, go get the ball. I really appreciate having air conditioning, and I think anybody in Central Texas will say the very same thing. It's great to have air conditioning. Um, I also really appreciate feeling useful, which sometimes is a challenge in retirement. And I'm sure I'll talk about that again in another video. I do some not bookkeeping, but some record keeping and do some assisting at the ranch when we're working with the cattle, when we're doing some of the processes that we do in order to keep track of the cattle and keep track of who's going to have calves and that sort of thing. And I really appreciate having that responsibility because it really does make me feel useful and it's interesting besides. So that's something I really appreciate. Um, One of the things that I like to do when I'm having my morning coffee is I like to get on Facebook and check out the memories, what I've done in the past few years since I've been on Facebook. And I really love seeing these memories. It reminds me of some of the important times and some of the little moments that were meaningful enough for me to be able to share them with my friends and family on Facebook. And so that's just something that I appreciate having that time. And I appreciate the fact that I've made those memories and memorialized them on Facebook so that I can look back on them and say, oh, yeah, this is what I was doing 6 years ago. Or, oh, I'm so glad that our friends got together at this time. Or, well, you know, because you've got memories. And if you're on social media, you probably are also experiencing those memories. I appreciate the inspiration that I get on blogs and also on other YouTube channels. And one in particular that I'm going to mention is a channel called 60 and Me. I've enjoyed watching those videos. There's so many, and I've just barely scratched the surface, but I appreciate Margaret's upbeat attitude, and I appreciate the newsletter and the website that comes with that. 60 and Me organization, because there are a lot of really inspiring things that, first of all, let me know that some of the things that I am concerned about or some of the feelings that I have are shared by others in the fourth quarter of their life. And there's lots of inspiring things. So I will leave a link to that newsletter and I would encourage you to subscribe. And it's free and it's uplifting. And hopefully you will appreciate it like I do. I appreciate good books. I have been an avid reader since I was about 8 years old and really had the ability to read something more than just see Jane go, you know, that sort of thing. And I really appreciate the library system. I live in a very small place right now, and so I don't purchase books, but I am so grateful to have a library to be able to get some of the books that I'm interested in, try new things, and learn new things. So that's something that I really, really appreciate. And I've been an avid library user since I was a kid. I remember the bookmobile and what a great time that was, how exciting it was when the bookmobile was coming to our neighborhood. And one other thing that I really, really appreciate, and I thought about this just recently, I'm getting ready to move into a bigger place. And when I first moved to Texas, I put most of my things in storage. And because I am just very, very organized, and that's just something about me, I itemized everything that was in every box that I put into storage. And now that I'm getting ready to move, I'm going to need some of those things. And so I've appreciated and enjoyed looking over my storage list, which I hand wrote out when I packed everything, and then I typed it up so that I had easy access to it and I could easily search for something and know which box it was in. And I'm looking forward to unboxing a lot of things and setting up my own place. And I also appreciate some of the memories and the reminiscing that I've done as I've been looking over my storage list. So those are a few of the things that I really appreciate, and I am grateful to be able to share those things with you today. And I hope that you will also make a mental list and think about some of the things that you appreciate and maybe some of the things that you are grateful for as well. And I hope that you will share them in the comments, because I'm sure there are a lot of things that I haven't even thought about that when you say, oh, I appreciate this and that, I will say, oh, yeah, I appreciate that too. That's really something we have in common and something that I hadn't even thought about. So that's great. So if you have learned anything, like the difference between gratitude and appreciation, or if you've been inspired or appreciated this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. I'd love it if you would subscribe, because I appreciate that input, that you enjoy what I'm posting about, and that it's something that has value to you. So I'm Jerry. I'm 70 and still becoming, and I hope you are still becoming your best self as well. Thanks for watching. I'm going to go back to watching the dogs playing in the lake, and I'll see you in the next video.